It is indeed very kind of Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Minister of Power, Coal and Renewable Energy, Government of India, to join us this evening. Let us put our hands together as I once again welcome this in this August gathering, and I request him to join us on the dais and address our audience. So let us truly put our hands together till he joins us on stage yet again to address the audience.
No, this is pretty much what we had in the morning, except a few new friends and a few very illustrious leaders today. But thank you very much, Chief Minister, for coming for this conference all the way from Arunachal. It's a pleasure to also have with us Rajendra Shukla ji, Power Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shiv Kumar ji, Power Minister of Karnataka, our Honorable Power Minister from West Bengal, very distinct. Arvind was also, I think you were playing the role of facilitating the evening session. I've had a very good interaction with all of you this morning on the power sector. But I do feel very good to know that the conference is ending on a note of excellence, a recognition of excellence, a recognition of performance, a recognition of the dynamism that this sector has in this country. And in that sense, the fact that you chose to award the persons who are responsible for good work in this sector, for making this sector run, is a great encouragement for participants in the energy space. I know for a fact that several states have taken very big initiatives in this sector, and I'm sure in the days to come, as I said in the morning, all of us together can make that difference to this sector, which will truly make India power surplus, will help us take power to all Indians 24/7, help us industrialize in a big way, bring manufacturing to India, give the farmers enough power to be able to expand their output, increase their productivity. Given the backdrop of the deliberations you must have had today, and as I mentioned in the morning, the subjects you chose, whether it was transmission, whether it was power generation, whether it was the renewable energy thrust that the government would like to give, and particularly the section on innovative financing, I'm sure must have been very educative. And as I said earlier, I'm looking forward to receiving the summary of deliberations and suggestions that have come out during the course of the day today. Broadly, the 3 or 4 states that are before us have certain very interesting features which I would like to briefly highlight before you. The Honorable Chief Minister of Arunachal is a very distinguished leader. I'm sure most of you must have enjoyed listening to him. In my own interactions with him, I find a passion that he demonstrates very, very openly for the people of Arunachal. And sir, I must mention before this August gathering that for the Modi government, for the central government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, the Northeast and particularly your state hold a very, very special place in our hearts, in our minds. In fact, I'm looking forward personally to visit your state very soon, as are many of my cabinet colleagues, and we are extremely keen to build up the relationship between the people of all regions of the country, to integrate the hearts and souls and minds of all people, and to clearly give a message of oneness, of inclusiveness. The first part of which we are starting by implementing a massive program for transmission and distribution, where we are investing nearly 1,700 crores in the state of Arunachal Pradesh to reach power to the people in the remote areas of Arunachal Pradesh. Sir, you play a very important role in the development of the hydel sector in India. I know you have suffered also some of the major delays due to certain reasons beyond the control of all of us in government. But I stand committed to resolving those issues, and I've already taken some measures. I'm very hopeful that very soon we'll be able to once again bring back that dynamism, that enthusiasm to generate hydel power in your state. And I'm very, very eagerly looking forward to making your state power surplus, to making your state the provider of power to the entire country. It's a state rich in resources, it's a state rich in hospitality, and it's a state rich in leadership. And I'm sure with all of these resources at your command, your people under your dynamic leadership will progress very, very rapidly. And I assure you the complete support of the central government in whichever field, be it tourism, be it aviation, be it my own sectors. We stand solidly behind the people of Arunachal Pradesh. I have on more occasion than one, and particularly in my interactions with the Honorable Power Ministers of West Bengal and Karnataka, spoken about going beyond politics when we are looking at the welfare and the inclusive development of the people of India. Mr. Modi on more occasion than one has talked about development for 125 crore Indians. It is not a matter of politics. It is not about who rules which state. I can assure the Honorable Ministers of Karnataka and West Bengal, as the rest of the nation, that this government is working for all 125 crore Indians without any distinction. And I have enjoyed my interactions with both the Honorable Power Ministers. I have enjoyed my interactions with the Chief Ministers of West Bengal and Karnataka. Even though we may come from different political dispensations, maybe fight the battle on the political field, but when it comes to economic development, the welfare of the people of India, the government stands solidly with the people of Karnataka, with the people of West Bengal. The Honorable Finance Minister and the Honorable Minister for Roads, Surface Transport, Highways and Shipping have both had a very pleasant experience during the important summit held 2 days back in Kolkata. My own experiences with the Honorable Minister, who has been an illustrious government official, who has been the Chief Secretary of West Bengal and brings with him immense knowledge into the sector, have been very enjoyable, very rewarding, very informative. West Bengal stands probably to gain most from amongst all of us present here after the passing of the ordinance, the coal mines second ordinance, which I hope will become law in the next session, and for which I hope I get all party support, because it's in the interest of India. It's not in the interest of a set of people or a set of parties or people in government. It's an ordinance which has been made with the sincerest intention to support the states of the East, the coal-bearing areas, particularly in West Bengal, in Orissa, in Jharkhand, in Chhattisgarh, also to some extent in Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. And I'm certain that with the honest implementation of the ordinance, the transparent e-bidding process by which these mines will go back to the states, some of them may go to will go back to the people, will go back to companies to produce power, to produce steel, to generate production of cement, zinc, aluminium, also will go back to the states to help them run their power plants and utilities more efficiently. The earnings of all of that will go entirely to the coal-bearing states, which will help India achieve the dream of development of the eastern region, the eastern ports, the eastern areas, which traditionally over the years have in some respect been neglected, in some respect fallen short of the aspirations of the people of those regions. I am sure the commitment that Prime Minister Modi has expressed that the eastern parts of India should come at par with the rest of the nation, should rapidly expand their manufacturing base, should rapidly enjoy the fruits of development, will be certainly supported with the lakhs of crores that will accrue to the eastern states, particularly these 4 states. And I'm sure with your continued support to us, sir, we'll be able to increase further the development, the power supply. I know your state is already 24/7 power. There are certain portions, certain regions in the distant, remote areas of West Bengal where we need to ensure power reaches at an early date. I'm sure the greater thrust to industrialization that you are now giving will require more power. And I would urge participants here to focus on these states to help expand their power generation, their industrialization. And we from the central government will completely align with the efforts to rapidly expand the welfare of the people of West Bengal. Similarly, Karnataka has had to face certain very serious difficulties with the cancellation of the coal mines. I had a very good meeting with their Chief Minister and have assured them that wherever possible within the realm of or the framework of the new ordinance, we shall give complete support to ensure all the plants of Karnataka run to full capacity. And in fact, I would urge you, sir, to take even more production so that we can quickly make all the states self-reliant for their coal requirements, for their energy requirements. Of course, we will need your support for the transmission lines that need to pass through your state to serve the southern states of Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. And I had sought your kind support for that, which you have very kindly agreed to give. But clearly, I see a partnership with all the states. Rajendra ji from Madhya Pradesh has already earned the distinction of becoming a power surplus state. They are giving 24/7 power to all the people in their state. But with their immense potential to expand the power generation capacity, I hope you will be able to give us the surplus power for other regions in the country which will benefit immensely from the power that you provide. There are a lot of learnings from your state. I remember the very long meeting I had with your Honorable Chief Minister, and someone who has been very successful in showing the way to turn around a state which has at one point of time been termed Bimaru into a very rapidly developing and progressing state, a state which barely had power. I remember elections in Madhya Pradesh being fought on Bijli Sadak Pani, but when you visit Bhopal or Indore today, you find some of the finest roads, you find rapid industrialization, you see IT industry going there, you see agricultural growth at unbelievable 18%, and consistently double-digit growth in agriculture, whereas the country still struggles to do 3 or 4%. I think it's a very impressive achievement. The investor summit that I had attended in your state was a resounding success. I myself am committed to investing through the PSUs in my ministries in your state. But all in all, I think we have before us a fair representation of a variety of different possibilities. The possibilities of hydel in Arunachal, the possibilities of renewable in West Bengal, the possibilities of international class technology-oriented manufacturing in West Bengal, also coal production being ramped up rapidly in the mines of West Bengal, the potential for Karnataka, which even today is the IT hub of the world, to guarantee 24/7 uninterrupted power to attract even more investment from all over the world, and make Karnataka also diesel generator and inverter free, just like we plan to make Delhi a completely island state without ever having power disruptions, and the ability of Madhya Pradesh to provide power to the rest of the country. I think we have before us the strength that federal structure of India offers, the strength of working as a team the Team India that Prime Minister Modi often alludes to, the strength of working as an organic entity where the chief ministers and senior leaders of states have as much a say and as much a role to play in the development of the country, which the central government has, and I'm sure together we can make that difference to the people's lives that all of us have been entrusted with, the responsibility that we have been given by the people of India. I would seek your support, ladies and gentlemen, in our own endeavors, and I'm sure going forward, this sector, the energy sector, the power sector, has a very bright future, has tremendous investment potential, has tremendous potential to be the beacon for the expansion of the Indian economy, both rural and urban, and has the potential to transform the lives of the people of India. Thank you very much.